Hi, Fola, and good afternoon. Welcome to talking about what our clients say. So basically, I'm doing this interview because I want to share with the audience, with the world, how great my clients are and what we achieved together. So over to you. I would love you to introduce yourself first to start with and tell us about what you do as well as who you serve, really.
Yes, so good evening, everyone. My name is Fola Shade Ikegwe Bakari. I'm a business consultant, I'm a professional network marketer, I'm a lecturer, and I am a serial entrepreneur.
I like the cereal. So when you say all the titles you've given, who would you say is the people that you work with generally?
So I work with professionals from all walks of life in my multi-level marketing career. So I work with doctors, solicitors, lawyers, social workers, housewives, entrepreneurs like myself. So I work with people from all walks of life. In my lecturing role, I work with other academics as well as students who are international students more than home-based students. So they're students from all around the world, and I connect with them online, which is quite new, and also connect with them face to face. So I work with your neighbor as well as your mother, your father, your sister, your brother.
That's great. So I have always said it that I work with the best, fantastic people and who the world needs to make a difference because I believe that, especially with my company, which is ATI Coaching, I said it's about aspire, transform, inspire. So the idea is whoever I work with is able to go out there and continue to transform lives and multiplication effect, basically. So, but I know that coming together is because you had a need. What was that need that led you to be able to seek maybe some solutions from me in terms of coaching?
Sure. So, as I mentioned at the time, the courses and what was on offer was definitely something which I saw a need for in my own life. I recently completed at least the taught part of a master's in international business and management at the University of Kent. And, that journey was one of making myself into more of the international person that I needed to be to reach the clients that I wanted to reach and to earn the type of income, both from fixed income work as well as from consultancy work that I wanted to earn. So developing the leader in me, honing in my leadership skills, being more of a top level leader than somebody who just tends to go with the tide was definitely something that I knew needed to be sharpened. So
Hmm.
the course was actually the opportunity to do that. And I didn't even have to go looking for it, which was great.
So, I know what you're referring to is basically the visionary female leader mastermind. And obviously, I really enjoyed the time we spent together and the things that were achieved, during that period. But, I wouldn't want the audience to take my word for it. So I would want you to share what were some of the key results that you were able to get from participating in the mastermind.
Sure. So um, it definitely made me think about what I was doing on a day-to-day basis. With the company that I'm with at the moment, I, whether deliberately or accidentally, found myself in a position of leadership without a leadership title, and that can be a very scary place to be, um, because you have to kind of carve your own path. And many of the learnings on the course actually helped me to do that. It helped me to be inspirational without being aggressive. It helped me to be able to carry others along by being more inclusive rather than being very autocratic. It helped me to remember that, yes, I was leading, but I was also serving. It
Mm,
helped me to listen to others better. It helped me to be more inclusive. It helped me to not only be focused on the goal, but also remembering that there are people who needed to be carried along as well. And some of them may not necessarily be in a place of readiness,
mm,
but by listening to them, it would, or it was possible to include them more in terms of in the decision making process, rather than it seemed to be being seen to be my decision. It became our decision, which meant that there was a greater buy-in. So
mm,
these were the direct things, direct benefits that I saw on a week on week, a day by day basis. And I could recognize that it was the impact of the course, which
mm,
was really great. It wasn't by accident, it
mm,
was deliberate. So
mm.
it was a practical application more than just a whole load of theory. I could actually hear sometimes almost your voice in my ear saying, Paula, listen, think, don't act, don't listen, think, act, don't react.
Yeah, I'm so glad, and I want to continue to be that voice, in there. So basically, what I like by what you said is the fact that you were put into a leadership position without actually having been called, a leader. And many times we don't see ourselves as leaders, and then suddenly we're put in that position where we're responsible in many ways, and we have to make the decision to carve our path. And especially entrepreneurs and things don't realize that when you sign up to be a CEO of your business, you're suddenly a leader and you have to do this. So, what would you say to someone who is seeking solutions for themselves, or who is seeking to move forward when they find themselves in a position where they have to develop their expertise to stand out as an expert? What would you say to them would be the key thing that they need to sign up to my mastermind or work with me to be able to achieve?
Sure. So basically, I think the starting point is whilst I or anyone else might have an idea of what it is that we need, it is only by speaking to an empowerment, a visionary, a mentor, a coach like Patience, that you actually can hone in on those things that you need perhaps for now and the things that you need for the future. So it may be skill that you need to develop. It may be a mindset that you need to grow into. It might be a mindset that you need to change. But it's only by speaking to Patience, by her listening, her giving guidance, support, and mentorship, that you find yourself over a period of time actually growing into that person, into that new skin, because
Mm,
the new skin is not always comfortable. Sometimes it means leaving behind something that may almost be a besetting behavior, a ways of behaving that has become a habit but is not actually progressive. So it's only by working with patients on a week on week, day by day basis, actually reflecting, stock taking, renegotiating goals, that you actually find yourself growing and growing rapidly in a
mm,
short space of time. So we
mm,
think we can do it on our own, but most of the time when we do, we
mm.
don't actually realize that we're falling down over the same thing repeatedly because we're navel gazing rather than somebody else with the skills and expertise helping us to become sharper.
Mm. That's exactly true. And they say we don't see our own blind spots, neither do we see the picture when we're in the frame. But also, I know that it's not just about me building that environment. There is working together with other people when you come on a mastermind that makes that difference in terms of the banter, in terms of seeing how other people think, and you contributing and they contributing as well to you in terms of widening your thinking. Did you find that useful as well?
Oh, most definitely.
Mm,
I had the pleasure of being on the course with Nala,
mm,
and it was very, very interesting to hear her perspectives on herself, her growth,
mm,
and for me to actually reflect on those with regards to myself. And it was also useful to exchange ideas, her suggestions, her thoughts, her feedback, again, for me, was was different to mine, but very, very relevant. The
Mm,
words, some of them were, words that were stronger than my words. Some of them there were words that were not as certain as my words, but it was again very, very useful because I would say that in the days of old, I was very much the solitary, the lone ranger,
mm,
kind of like, if the world can be conquered, then yes, I'm going to conquer it and drag everyone kicking and screaming with me. But that's a lot of hard work. So I'm learning to be more inclusive, to work with others. And it was indeed a pleasure to share the course with Nala.
yeah. So, what would you say as a result of all this that you've done? Because really, I can take the credit and say, okay, there's a lot of, but I created an empowering and enabling environment. So, as a result of you betting on yourself, investing on yourself, how do you see 2021 coming out in terms of you feeling empowered to step into 2021? What are you hoping as a result to use all that you've benefited from this for in 2021?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for that question. So 2021 for me, the starting point, I believe, and I am convinced of this, that the title for the leadership position that I have created, the title for the leader in me is going to manifest in January 2021. Where it
Wow.
comes from, how it will be given to me, I have come to the point
Wow.
where I don't need to figure that out, but I
Mm,
know that I have stepped into that place. And even though people haven't necessarily publicly acknowledged it, that is just a matter of time. Now, in
wow.
terms of income goals, 2021 is a year where there will be $1 million of earnings, not sales, earnings within my business. And that's because it's time. So this course, the Visionary Leader, the course that I've just gone through and I'm still going through because there's all the materials for me to still read through and reflect
Yes.
on, has helped to create that. And the journey will be continuous throughout 2021, that the 31st of December 2021 will not pass without those goals being achieved. So
Wow.
it is seasons and timings. And I know the course was the right season, the right time. The leader, the coach, the mentor, patient, transformational coach, amazing leader, was definitely the person that I needed and still need and will be working with in 2021 for those goals to be achieved.
Mm. Thank you so much. You have been a pleasure. You have been part of what made 2020 a year to remember for me, and a year in which one turned around challenges into opportunities. So, and I'm looking really forward to celebrating and partying wherever that might be. I picture a yacht, I picture a ship, I picture all sorts of places where my clients will be celebrating their goals next year. So, thank you very much and wishing you the best for 2021. Thank you, Fola. Thank you.
Thank you.